Hello everybody and welcome back to Stellaris, where we are currently a little bit upset with the Slurpanor Foundation. I'm sure they'll get that figured out eventually. We do have this starport completely ready to go. We found a new archaeological site, and we've definitely got ourselves a good amount of territory potentially over here. Now we're certainly going to move down... Wait, is this a dead end? Oh yeah, I spotted that at the end of last episode. I just remembered that. Sorry about that one. Exciting stuff. Okay, so that of course means that all we need is to get over this way. So we can start filling in some gaps back here for now, or we can come up this direction. And I think that's what we'll end up doing for now. So we need to come out this way. That's great. Now, we do require a job on our capital. We've got that underway, though, so no real problem there. And I believe we're already colonizing this, if I recall correctly. Yeah, we've got this colony ship heading over to Seoberg right now, so no problem there. There is a wormhole here, detected, and that is potentially an issue. Ship sensors are picking up an unexplained pattern of interference in the Krant system. We'll research that. Okay. The Slurpanor Foundation is no longer a valid rival for our empire. I'm assuming that they've built up and surpassed us militarily. That's what I'm assuming. Now, to that end, we probably should start work on building up ourselves. What's over here? An arid world? Okay. We'll build our mining and research stations here for now. Now, where's our construction ship? It's heading over to Euchromia. And it'll build the starbase there shortly. Sounds good. Discovered. The UES Santa Maria crew has succeeded in isolating a signal embedded within the unusual pattern of interference in the Krant system. The signal is a song. A complex sonification of an advanced mathematical equation, to be precise, and one that Science Officer Clay McKenzie cannot seem to get out of their head. Who or what may have composed this song remains unknown, though its complexity infers an incredible level of technological sophistication regarding subspace harmonics. The signal's geodesics suggest a point of origin from outside our galaxy. Curious. Okay, well, we get some science out of that. That's always nice. And we did finish up a physics research there. So we definitely want to take research from, or physics research from researchers. We want to get that done next. Beautiful. So as soon as we're done with Krant, we will make our way up this way. Now we could do automatic survey, actually. It's probably not the worst idea at this point. I think we'll go ahead and automatic survey over here, since we know that we've got a really solid choke point in Ebenar. So that'll be fine. Now, we probably do want to get some trade going out over this way with a trade station. But for now, I think we're going to hold off on that. Complete. And yeah, we're just going to survey out this direction. That'll be fine. And this will be done soon enough. So we're currently excavating this archaeological site. Okay. Anomaly detected. We'll leave that one be for now since it's higher level. That'll be okay. Even with the naked eye, it is easy to see something highly irregular in the shape of Procyon 4. The smooth curvature of the surface is suddenly interrupted by a gigantic spherical bump. At some point, a moon or large asteroid collided with the planet, but must have done so in a fairly delicate manner, merely lodging itself in the planet's crust, rather than rending it asunder. That's very unusual. Survey complete. Cool, so our survey in Krant is done, and we are beginning to colonize Seoberg now, and Sirius Prime will be done soon as well. So that's great. This is a tech world. Sirius Prime is going to become an industrial world. And we'll probably keep it evenly split between consumer goods and alloys, at least for the moment. That'll be okay. The UES India will build its mining and research stations, and we did just get biodiversity studies, so that will help our tech pretty dramatically, in fact. Always good. Clearing these tile blockers might be okay. Off-world trading companies, though, are pretty important for us economically as we move forward. So we'll go ahead and take that. And now we need to grab ourselves a second tradition. And what are we going to go for? Well, expansion might not be the worst idea. It gives us that pop growth speed as well. Starbase upkeep, empire size reduction, both of those would be pretty decent for us. Yeah, I think that's probably the way we're going to end up going. I'm surprised we don't see... Well, actually, we can just scroll down. There we go. I was going to say, I'm surprised Supremacy and Unyielding aren't up here because we are Fanatic Militarist, but okay. So we could go for Supremacy if we wanted to go a little bit more militaristic. I don't think that's a terrible idea. Expansion early is, I think, a little bit better. So we're going to grab that for the moment. I think our next one will definitely end up being Supremacy. So that's fine. Our archaeological site event is currently pending. Preliminary excavations indicate that the celestial object came straight down on top of a sprawling city. At the time of impact, the inhabitants were at a technological level on par with early spaceflight. As Procyon 4 currently does not sustain any sapient species, it is reasonable to assume the event was the beginning of the end of this civilization. It is unclear whether the giant rock landed smack on top of the city by design, or if it is just a bizarre, catastrophic accident. Well, we'll find out. It sounds like it was by design. 250-day research, we'll leave that be.
Colony established.
Cool, and Sirius Prime is now good to go. Now they get minerals from jobs. We can build up to 20 industrial districts here. We probably want to build at least some mining districts as well. But for the moment, we'll just let that grow, and that'll be fine. I would like to get some additional technology here.
Survey
Specifically,
complete.
It's not available right now, but I do want to get gene clinics going, or the initial tech for that. I forget what it's called. But that would be nice. So we're just heading out over this way, and once we're done here, we will go into Epsilon Eridani and build a starbase there. Now, we can continue to expand out this direction,
Survey
but
complete.
I feel like that's not nearly as pressing. We're probably far better off to
Construction
push down
complete.
here to Altair. So what I'm going to do then is I'm going to move this ship here up to Alpha Centauri, this construction ship, because we're much more likely to need to come out over here. The Slurpanor have redeclared us their rival, and I guess we will reciprocate again. Done. This tech world requires a job, and the first thing that we're going to go for here is we are definitely going to put in a research lab. There we go. Cool.
Technology discovered.
So we just got physics research from researchers. That's a pretty big deal too. And we can go here for colony development speed, probably. We'll get that done.
Anomaly detected.
Cool. We're receiving a weak signal from the surface of this moon. The source appears to be some kind of tracking beacon. Well, we'll look into that. Okay. So we're going to be done with this archaeological site eventually.
Survey complete.
Definitely eventually. We're going to head up over this direction and see what we've got for choke points up here. I just can't believe our luck with the hyperspace lanes down here. That's insane. That's really, really good. Like, very minimal choke points to defend. I'm going to start moving this fleet down to Ebenar, just in case. And we do have a good amount of alloys right now, so I'm going to reinforce that fleet up a bit. Cool. Corvette. Okay, we just got Corvette build cost reduction. I'm going to cancel these and re-queue them up, because it's now cheaper. We can get an additional Corvette. Beautiful. For basically the same cost. Okay, Corvette hull points wouldn't necessarily be bad here. Mining subsidies, mineral purification plants. I mean, that would be nice to have around. We'll go ahead and grab that one. That'll be reasonably quick. Okay. Our operatives in the Slurpanor Foundation have uncovered credible rumors of a local plot against us. It seems their Slurpanoran counterparts are somewhat careless about their own operational security. We have no exact details for their apparent scheme yet, but it's said to involve a manipulation of our existing relationships, undermining agreements of trust in our very way of life. We don't trust the Slurpanor in the slightest, so this is not surprising.
Construction complete.
That's completely fine. We're going to build our mining and research stations in Epsilon Eridani, and then after that, we will head to build our starbase out here. But we don't have quite enough alloys or... Well, we have the influence now, but we don't have quite enough alloys to make that happen. So that's reasonably fine. So Alpha Centauri will finish its research labs now. Beautiful. And that'll be great. We are producing some science here. Cool. So that will propel us ahead a bit in terms of our tech by having this be a good tech world right away. And this seems great. So Sirius Prime, of course, is going to be flipped over to being an industrial world. Now, we're not going to go for Forge World or Factory World. I want to keep it balanced for now. We're just going to go industrial here. So that'll be okay.
Colony established.
And our colony in Seoberg has now been established as well. Now, it's got a weak magnetic field. What do we want this colony to be? Honestly, having it be another tech world or a unification center might not be a bad idea. Our empire size isn't that high right now, but having this be a unification center, we'll put that for now. I may decide to change that in the future, but we'll see.
Survey complete.
Okay, our survey is completed out over here. And we can now see that this connects in like this. I don't know if there's a connection here or here. We'll see. There is a connection here. Okay. So with that being the case, the choke point isn't here. The choke point is here.
Anomaly detected.
So that's good to know. Sensors are reporting a number of possible points of interest within the dense debris field surrounding Vardavar 7A. We'll go ahead and research that. That will be fine. And we also completed this archaeological site up here. The mystery of the crashed moon has been solved. The city it landed on was utterly destroyed, of course, so it was in a ruined suburb outside the impact zone that the revelation was found. A digital fragment recorded mere hours before the calamity struck spoke of strange lights and electromagnetic readings in the night sky. A bright flash was seen, and within minutes, the moon was slowly descending towards the doomed city. It is established, with a very small margin of error, that vessels of some powerful alien civilization appeared over Procyon 4 and deliberately nudged the moon out of its geosynchronous orbit and towards the surface. They appear to have deliberately slowed the moon's descent, although we cannot say if this was due to an intentional effort to preserve the rest of the world for their own later colonization, a psychological warfare tactic of mass terrorization, or something else entirely. Unfortunate. But we do gain the research option atmospheric filtering with 25% progress on it. So let's take a quick look at that. Habitability plus 5%. That's pretty decent. We're probably going to end up grabbing that pretty soon. Our habitability is not the best, and that would help it. How many alloys would it cost to max out our fleet? 984? Okay, that's not too bad. We're going to build a starbase out here. Cool. And we are currently investigating the former Bowel colony. A closer scan of the debris field around Vardavar 7A has led to the discovery of an airtight capsule containing an atomic clock that measures time with unparalleled precision. It has a frequency uncertainty so low that it'll be another 879 million years before it gains a single second, and it is counting down to a date 42 years and 3 days away. The capsule holds no clues as to what this date signifies or who the owners are, but it seems as though someone out there has lost track of the time. Okay, so I usually keep an eye on it, and I've never noticed this actually do anything in the future. Either way, we get ourselves 793 engineering. I'm going to leave it there just in case. Maybe I've always failed the roll or something. Who knows?
Special project
Okay.
complete.
The former Bowel colony has been investigated. Despite the promises of riches suggested in the ancient Gruner data crystals recovered from Barnard's star, Alpha Centauri 4 is a dry, barren world, void of atmosphere. Fortunately, geological scans have revealed a near-endless trove of fossilized remains deep in the planet's sedimentary record. Among them is a plantoid species, most likely to have been the bowel, as it is the only one identified in possession of the neurological structures required for sapience. A targeted excavation should uncover more information. So now we get an archaeological site here. Okay, well, we're going to work on that. We will excavate that site. Cool. Our construction ship is up here and not really doing anything for the moment. I'm actually going to move it down to Terabellum. We're not going to be surveying up here for a bit, so that's fine. We've got a number of archaeological sites over here. Ooh, a continental world over this way. That's a pretty high priority to get to. By chance, we stumbled upon a faint alien signal during the survey of this planet. The source appears to be a small object in orbit. The signal contains no message. Could it be a distress transponder? We'll look into that.
Survey complete.
So yeah, we're definitely interested in getting to this continental world, and quickly. So we're going to get to Afishan very soon, and then we're just going to like leapfrog our way over this way. That'll be fine. I wasn't necessarily expecting an archaeological site up here, but that's fine. An abandoned life pod was detected in close orbit of Vardavar 4. It is covered in scorch marks, presumably from when the pod's mothership exploded, and preliminary scans suggest it was built more than 5,000 years ago. The crew of the UES Santa Maria managed to open the pod, revealing the weathered remains of a reptilian alien clad in a resplendent uniform. Clutched in one of its claws was a small picture of another individual of the same race, possibly a mate or revered leader. So we get 400 society research. Fantastic. And we're going to continue surveying up this direction for now, but we are going to want to explore down this way soon too. And, I mean, we're just filling in this back line over here. But let's take a look at this archaeological site quickly. Deep in the geological record of Alpha Centauri 4, a trove of promising fossils belonging to a plantoid species possessing the neurological structures necessary for sapience have been uncovered. Oh, we actually progressed that. Oh, we can't go back at this point. Okay. That's exciting. Very exciting. Thick layers of ash and a notable mass extinction event in the geological record coincide with the material previously extracted from Gruner data crystals, suggesting the Gruner firebombed Alpha Centauri 4 with a gelling incendiary roughly 7 million years ago. Widespread deforestation of the planet's surface disrupted local ecosystems, and the lack of oxygen-fixing vegetation gradually depleted the planet's atmosphere over the next 60,000 years. Unfortunate. Okay, so we're going to continue this excavation for now. We didn't actually finish it. For some reason I thought we did, but we didn't. We're going to build our mining and our research stations here, and then we're going to build a starbase in Terabellum. Cool. So we're not too concerned about filling in the gaps just yet. We're still in land grab mode, which will be fine. And at this point, we can probably get away with reinforcing this fleet again. So we'll go ahead and do that, bringing our fleet up a bit. We now need 547 alloys to max out our fleet. Okay, we know that these guys are currently equivalent to us. They do need to be liberated, so we're going to prepare for that eventually. But right now, we're biding our time, and we're focusing on expansion for the moment. So we're going to grab Terabellum shortly. What can only be described as a dimensional portal has been discovered in a remote location on Sjoberg Prime. Weather prediction algorithms noticed a strange air current, which was eventually determined to be caused by the slight leakage of atmosphere into the portal. The rate of loss is far too small for it to make any difference to life on Sjoberg Prime, but the very existence of this portal raises some disturbing questions, such as where does it lead to? And could something come through the portal from the other side? Intriguing. So we get a portal research area, giving us a dimensional portal researcher job, and an additional one per 25 pots.
Log updated.
So, with that being the case, we may actually want to set this as a tech world rather than as a unification center. We'll swap that on over, and that'll be fine.
Construction
Alpha
complete.
Centauri will remain a tech world. We'll have, like, maybe this one be a unification world. Physics research from jobs. That's another good tech world. Okay. Well, we don't necessarily need a unification center right now. It might be okay. Local political drama on Sirius Prime has resulted in increased support among a small group of rebels, opposed to our underlying ethics. Their increased support have enabled them to gain more power in the region and vote for their own causes with limited success. We're going to suppress that.
Technology discovered.
We can't have pacifists. Everyone has to be liberated. We will liberate the pacifists if necessary. Colony development speed has finished up, and we're going to grab research station output to increase our tech. Beautiful.
Technology discovered.
The UES India has finished its construction. It will go down to a Cubans, and we are lacking in influence for the moment, so it will just travel there, and then we'll build our mining station here. We also finished our mining subsidies. That's okay. And we'll grab army damage and minerals from jobs, I suppose. It's not great, but it's okay. Cool. So we are lacking in influence for a bit, and we want to continue to survey up this direction, although we can see this branches off like this, so we know for a fact that we need to survey this way. But then we come here, and there's a bit of a branch, and we don't necessarily know which way we need to survey just yet. There's a similar situation down here, where we'd like to survey over here. Not entirely sure why automatic surveying decided to survey here. I'm honestly going to tell it, just come down here. I want to start surveying this direction for the moment. Okay, so we got our off-world trading company done there. Ooh, pop growth speed is too tempting. We have to go for that. Okay, we're going to build a starbase here in a Cubans, and next up we're going to go to Altair. Cool. We're definitely short on influence. There's no doubt about that. By chance, we stumbled upon a faint alien signal during the survey of this planet. The source appears to be a small object in orbit. The signal contains no message. Could it be a distress transponder? Well, we'll go ahead and research that one. And this out here is an ocean world. We might be able to get that one. Obviously, this tomb world is, and this arid world, they're not going to be much good for us just yet. Not until we can terraform. The mummified remains of a single individual belonging to a previously unknown mammalian species has been found drifting in high orbit over Pakshalika. Pakshalika, I think. Pakshalika 1. The building is dressed in what appears to be a flight suit complete with a helmet, and maybe a fighter pilot that ejected in some ancient battle, only to be forgotten and left behind. Our study of the corpse has provided some interesting data. A tragic fate, but 470 society research, so we will happily take that. Okay, the UES India needs to construct research stations here. Cool. Okay, we're still working on that archaeological site, but that's fine. And we just need to make our way down here as quickly as we can. There's an archaeological site pending. Several exemplary bowel fossils have been recovered, revealing the long-lost species to have been a hive mind. Billions of plantoid units working together as a whole, like the leaves and roots and branches of a tree. Dendrochronology suggests individual bowel specimens had lifespans in the hundreds of years. The lack of structural ruins on Alpha Centauri 4 appears to be the result of the bowel's reliance on remarkable organic technology, from ships and buildings to wetware biocomputers, and the ravages of time. Fascinating. Well, we will continue that archaeological site.
Construction complete.
Okay, our construction here finishes. We'll now move to Vana. We're short on influence for the moment. We've made first contact with mysterious aliens in the Zeldra system. For now, we have codenamed them Zayan aliens until we can find out more about them. If they possess a language, we should decipher it so that we can assess how much of a threat they pose. Indeed, we should, and we discovered them up over here. Ah, okay, so this is like the curators or the mutagen or something like that. Cool. We will go ahead and start working on that. Fantastic. And with that, it is time to put a cut in here. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. And next episode, we will continue our expansion. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and a very special thank you to all of the channel members for making this video possible, including Casserole, Sigma162, JJ Gamer, Spartan News, Nick Smarty, Video Games Are Not Real, Dimitri H, Punching the Microphone, Kadra, Raw Potato, Elmichi Nazi, Justin Everett, Emiliano Cambron, Martin Lawrence, and all the rest. And of course, you. Thank you for watching. If you'd like to support the channel, click the join button down below the video, and as always, I will see you all next time.